Good morning. Excuse how I look. We moved and we are quite busy unpacking. So, my family is watching all of my videos on Facebook stories, which I find hilarious. We have gotten thousands of views. One was 1,000, the other one was 1,200, and one was 2,500. And the other one I can't see because I posted as a TikTok link, so it didn't show how many views. So let's talk about my family today. I can't think of who I want to start with. Maybe let's start with my mom. So let's see. Everyone in my family has told me, even my grandma when she was alive, my uncle David's ex-wife Regina, my aunt Jennifer, well, she's my cousin, but basically was an aunt. Let's see. There were like a lot. My grandma Betty is the only one who knew everything that happened to me with my sperm donor. Because she was the only one who asked or cared to ask. Which I think is sad, because this is kind of I guess this is a pattern now where everyone just kind of blows off the victim. Although I don't have victim mentality. I save myself. I am a survivor. My son is going to be a survivor after he works through it. So let's see. After I was R-worded by my dad, I told my mom, because she kept screaming at me over sperm donor, like wanting to favor me, I guess. And I remember that day very vividly. I had a meltdown. I was like almost 12 or 11 or 12, something like that. And I don't know, it was like a week or something before that. And my mom was sleeping on the couch and my brother was on the floor, and he wouldn't leave me alone. And God, it was hard. I felt like I couldn't tell anyone because it was too hard. So a couple days later, I don't remember why my mom and I were fighting, but we were fighting, like always. And it had to do with being favored, I guess. And I told her, I'm like, this is what happened. But I didn't tell her it was the R word, because I was scared that if I had told anybody that I would be in trouble. Just like Kyler felt like he was going to be in trouble, because that's what, I guess, how it felt. At least for me and him, and that was something that he had said to me, was when we talked about it that day, he kept asking, am I going to be in trouble? Am I going to be in trouble? So she confronted him that night when I was asleep, and she came in and made me get up out of bed that night, walk into the room where my abuser is, and tried to make me say whether it happened or not in front of him. Now, mind you, this motherfucker was emotionally abusive, physically abusive, was like there was one time, the worst punishment I think that happened was he was pissed that me and Kiana were fighting, and he took away our beds. We had to sleep on the floor with a pillow, no blankets, and then he had us running around the house, taking turns in the winter, just doing laps all day during Christmas break. And it was awful. So of course I'm scared of him. Plus this SA. Like, obviously I'm terrified. But she has me come into the room and tell him and ask me. And so at that point, I'm like, if I tell, like, what's going to happen anyway? Like, I'm already terrified of him as it is. And he's in the bathroom, like, crying and trying to puke and pretending and all this bullshit. So I asked to go to public school in my 8th grade year, and they honor that. So you would have thought that she would have just called the cops or, you know, tried to do something about it, but she didn't. So I had to go, or I went to school. Every time he got drunk, he was very abusive. He was a belligerent drunk. So I went to school in 8th grade, and there was a night that they were partying, which we always did, like, at my cousin's house. It was just a thing that everyone did. We just got together and did it, and me and my cousins played. And I had stayed over, and he was calling me the C word, the B word, he was always just really belligerent. And we stayed the night, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I went up to my cousin Jennifer, and I was hugging her, and I just kept telling her what happened to me. And she's like, I am there for you. Like, I'll take you, but you gotta tell someone at the school. So I went to the counseling office, and I told them what happened, and they called the cops and CPS. And when the cops came to talk to me, I was like, I'm not safe to go home. I'm scared because he's abusive. And so they placed me with my cousin, Jennifer. And I was there for a few days, and then they arrested him finally, and I got to go home. And everyone babied my mom. They didn't care about me. They babied my freaking mom. So ever since then, my mom has always had victim mentality. Like 100% victim mentality. Everyone babies my mom. My brothers, my stepdad, which I love my stepdad to death. I'm so upset that I don't get to see him because of things that have happened since 2023 or 2024, something like that. No, it was 2023. And my grandpa on my sperm donor side, I love him to death. I call him every month to make sure that him and grandma are doing okay. She's this baby, and she has this victim mentality. Like, everything that happens negatively, it's someone else's fault, not hers. At least I can take responsibility for the shit that I've done wrong. But if she gets called out, it's the end of the world. She's the victim, automatically. So, she is the one who bought the phone for Sky. She's the one supporting Sky with Michelle. But they condemned my dad's mom, real mom, for backing him up, yet she's doing the same thing for Sky. So figure that one out. That's it for today. Michelle's next.